Hey, yo, what is up? Barry here. We are playing Showdown. It's a beautiful day. I hope you're doing good wherever you are. We're going live today, just a kind of impromptu stream to talk about the seasonal rotation. We just had an update to the game with some balance changes, some updates to a few of the cards, which we're going to talk about. We're all in good time. Like, I've started the stream a little bit early so that we can squeeze in a few games with Andre. Let me just give him the code. Okay, we've got a code. So I'm going to squeeze in some games with Andre. Andre, in case you don't know, is co-founder of Showdown, and you know, it's always good to get in a few games with the co-founders, see how they play. So we'll be doing a lot more of these. We'll be doing some more streams with Andre. Andre's live now, also on his Twitch. Like, he has a really big Twitch channel where he's playing Magic. But he's made a bit of time for us today to play a few games of Showdown. So we're gonna do a best of 5. I'm gonna try and show off some of the new cards here, and then we'll talk about the seasonal rotation in a minute. After this, we're gonna do private lobby. We're gonna do a best of 5. Let me just check what the code is. Okay. Yeah, I got a code. Beautiful. So this will be Barry versus Andre. So he's not on stream with me, so we're not gonna be able to talk to each other because he's streaming on his own channel. So he's got his own stream going, but we'll play a few games. Have I got it right? Best of 5. Yeah, let's do it. So Barry versus Andre, best of 5. Let's see if we can defeat one of the co-founders of Showdown. So I'm using a Rebel Protector deck, in case you're not familiar, and he is using a Cheetah Bureaucrat deck. Just make sure he's all right. Yeah, all good. Let me just check the sound is coming through. Let me know if you can hear me. I think everything is in order. Let me just check the sound. Let me just check this before I time out. I think we are live. I'm not playing with a delay. Yeah, sound is working. I'm not playing with a delay. I'm counting on Andre not to snipe me here. But I am gonna try and destroy him. Let's see how we go. All right, so I can talk through. I'm not going to look at his stream either because he's streaming live as well. But I can talk through like what we're doing here and what I'm doing. I'm going to do this. So let's use hostile territory to make sure this is muted. Yeah, and that did nothing. So hostile territory is a huge kind of like indirect buff to that card, because some of the cards that are pretty powerful in Showdown got switched to Universal. So we'll talk through exactly what happened, but the big one is Fatal Fortune. Fatal Fortune got nerfed a little bit because it was way too strong. Let me think about what I'm going to do here. Let's use my salvage goods. It was way too strong. Another hostile territory. We'll use that for later. And so it's got switched to Universal now, and it only takes 2 action cards. So you can use it on any street, but because it's universal, it's vulnerable to things like hostile territory, where you can get rid of universal action cards, which is pretty huge in this game. I'm gonna go to the river with this. Could have used Court Order into 3 Wise Men there, but then I'm just kind of eating away on my cards. But yeah, so hostile territory, I think you'll see a lot more Rebel decks. Like, Rebel decks are a little bit out of favor at the moment, but I think they can come back, like Rebel Cheetah, Rebel Gambler, because we can get rid of so many powerful cards. Okay, that's not great. Let's check that. Because we can get rid of the Fatal Fortune, we can get rid of all those pesky bureaucrat cards as well, like Higher Authority, Red Tape, which we could do anyway, but this just gives it a little bit of added oomph, and it just, yeah, it should, we think, balance the game a little bit. So I've won that hand. Glorious. let's see how it goes, because you know there's a lot of takes a bit of time before things shift in the meta, because you know it's people are going to get used to the cards and have to start, you know, switching up their decks. So I didn't really make any huge changes to any of my decks yet, because everything just went live today, and it's still sort of getting you, because I think the decks I was using, I think were pretty strong anyway. So I don't think I really need to change too much. Like this, I'd started using this Rebel Protector deck as a way to try and counter the metas a bit. Let's use that. And there we see we get rid of some of his cards. So we got rid of the card that he stole, and also the Bureaucrat card. Like Bureaucrat has a lot of universal cards. Like I think actually Rebel should be a more played deck. I need to think about what to do here actually. Rebel should be a more played deck, and especially now, because you can get rid of those universal cards. And we'll see how this kind of shifts things. There are a few other changes to, you know, to the meta as well. Like this one, Revolution, got to change. We'll talk about that in a sec. I don't want to use it obviously right now because I'm going to brick all my cards. But Revolution now bricks all face cards, so that is pretty significant. It doesn't brick aces still, but the adding jacks into it means you can. We won that hand. So it means you can kind of counter things like blackjack as well, which you couldn't do before, or not as effectively. But you know, countering, being able to brick jacks, queens, and kings is pretty significant. It's still a +6, so it's still an expensive card, but I think it's you know, it's pretty strong now. And you know, this is another Rebel card, so I think the Rebel decks, let's use Pocket Mirror there. The Rebel decks are, yeah, I think they could make a comeback. I'd like to see them make a comeback anyway. Let me just turn on my Do Not Disturb. Yeah. So we've got 2 8s here. Let's see how we play this. Favoritism, this Protector card is so powerful. I love this. And because he's playing Cheetah, he can have a lot of annoying cards. Okay, he's only got 1 River card there, but we've locked it. So let's see what he does. I've got a pair here and a flush draw. Cupid. He's drawn 2, which is a little bit annoying, but I think we go to the river anyway. We'll see how we do with this. But if you're new to Showdown, this is going to be a big week for Showdown, big week for everyone, because obviously the Mega ETH TGE is on Thursday, amongst other things, and we're going to be doing a whole bunch of content and a whole bunch of, you know, stuff to kind of welcome new players. Wow, we really bricked out there. Let's just check that. Mid pair really. But yeah, we're going to be doing a whole bunch of content, activity, all kinds of stuff to kind of welcome new players. I'm going to, you know, try and onboard them and get everyone playing, because, you know, people are going to be looking at Mega ETH. They're going to be looking at the ecosystem and what's going on here, and they, you know, going to be looking for things to do. And obviously we've got a game. Ooh, why has he done that? Okay, I guess he doesn't have an ace. But yeah, we've got this game, good to go, and we're just ready to, you know, welcome new people. Let me just turn on my King 4. So lucky. But yeah, if you're not familiar with Showdown, if you are new to the game, just, you know, follow us on socials. Let me give you our handles. Just definitely, like, we'll post all our updates on Twitter and also in Discord. But yeah, just follow us, stay up to date. We're going to be posting new content, educational content, if there is such a thing, to, you know, kind of welcome new players to the game, and yeah, just get people interested in what's going on here. See what we can do with bottom dealing. Let's put that up there. Yeah, because we think, you know, it's going to be interesting time for Mega ETH and for us. Like, we're really hoping to, you know, kind of hit the ground running, like with all this activity that's coming to Mega ETH. And of course, the points program is coming at some point. Who knows when, but that is coming, and playing Showdown will be a part of that. So you want to, you know, load your wallets up with USDM, because you'll be playing cash games for USDM will be a part of that. But we'll talk more about that maybe in a few days, a bit later. Can't reveal too much. Okay, he's played pot control. That's fine. So could roll the dice here, but I'm gonna silver bullet into high five, get rid of his cards. So he could have used higher authority there, would have stolen chips. And then this is one of my favorite combos, classic rebel combo. It's kind of old school. Silver bullet into high five. Gives me a 3 of a kind with a flush. Because the high five is your final card. So powerful because it gets rid of one of their cards. Now we don't know what his last card is. Could be anything. Let's see. He's got cheats, so if he had something like Rude Exchange, it's going to be super annoying. Which he might well do. But that's why we try and get rid of his cards. He had Inspection. We did get rid of his Fatal Fortune with the Silver Bullet. It's another good thing about Silver Bullet and High Five. Just getting rid of their cards. So Bureaucrat deck class was very much focused on stealing things, stealing cards, stealing chips. And then Rebel combo it with Protector, and you are kind of limiting that capacity. So we did good there. He had a 5 as well. 97 to 38. Barry on top. Let's play final notice there to make the pot a bit smaller and also limit what he's going to do here, with the intention of probably folding this hand unless we hit something, which we don't. So we just fold, and it's a small pot, and he can't do anything crazy. But we've already worn him down a bit. We've got rid of his Fatal Fortune, got rid of his pot control, he's used it. Now we are sitting pretty, I think. Let's use Fantasy Landing to promote, and then we've got to take the crown if we need it. Don't feel too great at the moment because he's got a lot of action cards, so it makes things a bit difficult for us. Because we've only got one action card. He can have a lot of cards that can frustrate, but because our cards are locked now, and we know he's used his or lost his higher authority, one of them, he could have one more. Let's see. We always feel pretty good with a pair of queens going to the flop. Kind of an inconsequential flop there. We'll see what he's going to do. He can't fold, so we're pretty much in the driving seat for this. Let's see what we do here. So we're going to go to the river. If we did lose this hand, he's going to have a lot of chips, and we're going to be in trouble. Okay. So the 2 is a concern here, but then we don't know what he's going to do. Mulligan. So I would expect him not to use the mulligan if he's got a 2, unless he's trying to get rid of it. We'll be pot up. Might be trying to reduce his cards. I think we just check and try and respond to whatever he does next, which could backfire. Could use the take the crown, maybe should. Then we risk putting, okay, what does that mean? There's no flush, no straight. I think we check. If he's got ace 2, which he might do. If he had an ace 2, that'd be super annoying. Because I had 2 chances to get rid of the 2 here. Should actually, sorry about my squeaky chair. I should have got rid of the 2 there, because he can just be trying to beef the pot up. Yeah, he's doing that. But then if I put up a take the crown, can give him a heart. I think we just check, because we're not losing the match if we lose this hand. We are going to be worried about hearts. Steal. Okay. What's his last card going to be? Could be a jailbreak, right? Yeah. Okay. Puts us in an awkward spot. Take the crown is going to be 1 in 3 that we win. I think we save it for the next hand. Ace 4, yeah. Yeah. Okay, 97. So my earlier confidence was clearly misplaced. Straight draw with a pair. Let's, if we favoritism, we might need the jack. Okay, what can we do? He's used root exchange. He has used okay. He might have cheat, but he doesn't know I've got 7. I think we just go for it without the favoritism bottom dealing. Okay. God, I shouldn't have talked smack at the beginning. See, Andre, his rank is lower because he doesn't play as much day to day, but obviously being the co-founder and inventing the game with Stan is a little bit of an advantage. Let's put a king up. So we're going to need to try and get rid of that king and take the crown. Favoritism is not going to do it. Let's see what his last card is. So we're first to act as well. Well, that's not good. We did hit the jack as well. God. Okay. So we're beaten by, flush straight, ace or a jack or 2 pair. Nothing. So the king was a misdirection. All right, glorious victory. Game 2. So we're doing a best of 5. This is Barry versus Andre. We don't do these too much. Like, we'll do these more in the future, where we'll have, like, Andre will do his, some games on his stream. Stan's going to get himself set up. Like, he's already, he is set up on Twitch. He has a really big Twitch audience, but we had to do some technical stuff we need to do to turn the delay off on his Twitch, because he's like a Twitch partner, so he's got this delay that we have to contact Twitch support to get rid of. They haven't done that yet. Notice the avatars. There's new avatars in game, which is a new thing. These will also correlate to NFTs at some point soon, pretty soon actually. What do we do here? Let's use hostile territory. Get rid of the wear down. Actually doesn't help. I think we just fold this. But notice, yeah, the avatars are here. So that's where we're going to, when you own Showdown NFTs, you'll be able to use them as avatars in game, which is pretty cool new thing that we've got going. Among other things, I think we just fold this, especially with the one time. Because I talked about this before, like one time, I hate the card because it makes pots so big and it gives the opponent a huge advantage. But yeah, how are you guys doing? If you're out there, just give me a shout. The chat is active. I can see your chats. I think the window is up there. Let me see. Yeah, the chat bubble window thing is there. Let's think about what we do here. Favoritism. Wait for him. Okay. Now I have the turn advantage, so I can use lockdown on when we get to the river. So I think I don't love to get rid of 3 wise men, but let's do that. Okay. Interesting. So I don't want a silver bullet there. I'm getting rid of his cards, but because we've got the lockdown, I want to get to the river, make the pot bigger. I don't want to scare him off at this point, is my thinking. So I'm hoping that he doesn't fold. If he does, then we lose a card, and it's just how it goes. The top pair, we want to get to the river. Could eye for an eye. It's risky though, but yeah, he does fold. And we lost eye for an eye, so it's not too bad. Yeah, good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. We've got some. I'm gonna do some content about the tournament that we had on Sunday. There was that huge, not Saturday. We had that big Showdown tournament. Gulfstream took it down again. $1,200 first place, and yeah, that was pretty crazy. Like some really crazy hands there. But he took it down with a bureaucrat deck, so I'm interested to see if he could do that again with the bureaucrat deck. What are we doing here? So we lost our final notice, which is a bit annoying. Okay. Don't love the ace. Maybe get to the river, try and get rid of that ace, and then lock down. Let's see what we can do. Okay, that didn't help at all. What can we do? Can we make spades? Maybe. Straight? No. Could make 3 jacks. So yeah. All right, we're going to do it. So we're 1 in 4 there to hit a spade, 1 in 3 to hit a jack, and we hit none of those things. Yeah, so 1 in 4 or 1 in 3. And we missed everything. Right now. Yeah. Okay, you take this one. Hitting the jack would have been glorious there, or the spade, but nope. Okay. We're still looking in pretty good shape. This Rebel Protector deck, I think more people should use this. We'll have a look at the stats and see how it looks. What have we got here? Nothing. We'll have a look at the data and see, like, you know, how Rebel Protector has been doing to date. And we'll kind of revisit that as we get more data about games played and how the meta is shifting. Because I do expect the meta to shift. It's kind of YOLOing into the river here, like backfired a bit. Let's block the 6. So yeah, I mean, just kind of YOLOing into the river in a more serious game. Not that this isn't serious, but I would probably not do that. I'd probably fold there. Cheat. Okay. Taking the 5. Yep. And give me an ace. Check. Lock down. He might have a set of 5s. Possible. We'll see. 5 deuce, 2 pair. Yep. Okay. Okay. Let's go again. Yeah, so Iceman, I hear that he's asking if we can have tournaments on different days. So we do have, there are tournaments every day, and they are in the evening. So we've got, look at the tournament schedule, but we have like every day there's a free tournament, play for show points, and every day there's a money tournament. The sort of bigger ones are the midweek one on Wednesday. 5 p.m., 4 p.m. UTC, I think 5 p.m. my time. And then all the tournaments are at the same time. But like every day we've got money tournaments. They sort of range from like $1 to sort of like $20. I think is the midweek is a $20 tournament. And then the month, like the weekly one is always going to be on the Saturday. Probably, but like we can look to sort of change those depending on, you know, when people want to play, that kind of thing. Okay, that's annoying. Ooh, that's really annoying. All right, let's just go to the river. Maybe. No, I assume he's. I think I've missed a trick there. No, he's folding. Okay, I thought he was maybe doing that to do an ace in sleeve. But yeah, we've got tournaments every day. Mix of like the free ones are sort of in the morning, Europe time, UTC time. And then the paid ones are, right now we have them all starting at that 4 p.m. UTC. And then we'll look to sort of mix things up a bit. Like nothing is set in stone. Just sort of figure it out as we go. But we're going to do, like, I think, there'll be more tournaments, and then also a lot more. We're going to have some more windows where we're going to kind of facilitate like cash play, like especially for higher stakes. We'll do some. We're going to call it high stakes showdown. But we'll do some like a 4-hour window where like we'll started talking to like all the higher stakes players and trying to figure out like when we could get them the best window to have everyone come, like if it's during the day or evening. Oof, that's annoying. Red tape, I think we have to fold that. But yeah, we'll have more kind of high stakes. I have to fold now. High stakes windows where people will be able to come and play cash games for kind of bigger stakes, and of course that is going to be a factor of Mega ETH points program, putting in volume. That's annoying. Is going to be a thing. But yeah, there should be like every day there should be a money tournament, and then also the cash games. But we really want to just find the right kind of timing for when to do these things. So we did move all the tournaments. Like the tournaments were all starting like in the middle of the day before. They were starting at like 1. I think 1 my time, but we've pushed those back a bit. We'll see how we go. We're in terrible shape here, really bad shape. I'm going to use card jacking on me, so bleh. I mean, we can't fold now. We've got ourselves into a hole, and we're worried about the silver bullet, obviously. So we have to use the game stop if he doesn't silver bullet. If he doesn't silver bullet, it did. Yeah, this is going terribly. So I assume he's going to silver bullet now. Because we've got the jailbreak there. Or he might just fold. I'd take a fold, to be honest. Let's see how we go. Yeah. Yep. All right, this one looks like it's going to Andre. Unless we get like a miracle river. Bottom dealing, okay. Don't put up an ace, come on. Oh. Yeah, we'll have we did the that is annoying. So assume he's got a 2 there. But yeah, we put out a post today with the the balance change and everything that's changing in the game. Like 6, 7 cards got a change. If he's got a 2, then I'm dead here. Straight. No, he can't have a straight. Oh, we had ace king. All right, Andre takes this one. GG's. That's 1 apiece. So playing best of 5. So we'll play this, and then we will talk about the balance change a little bit and what I think the meta is, how I think the meta might shift. Obviously, we don't know. Like we sort of stand. He tests all these things and he looks at all the data and figures out like what changes to the game. What the impact might be, but it's all kind of speculation until we actually get there. This is one thing to think about with a Rebel Protector deck is that you have a lot of cards that can work against each other. So I think I should probably remove Revolution from this deck because it just gets in the way of pretty much everything I'm trying to do. I don't know why I've got it in there. Like, it's a good card, like if you've got something like, I don't know, Rebel Cheetah. Like, it's good to go against Protector decks, like if you're going against a Bureaucrat Protector deck maybe. But in this case, my own deck is a Protector deck, so yeah. We get ourselves into a bit of a hole. Okay. This is ugly. See what he does here. I mean, this is. I wouldn't copy the way I'm playing here. I'm just going to the river just for some drama, interesting runouts. Let's see what he's doing. But this is one I should fold, and I know that because there's 2 overcards there. Blackjack. He knows that I can only have Jack Queen as good as my best hand. He's put another ace up, so yeah, and we didn't get anything good with the secret stash. So, yeah, 2 kings. Good grief. Okay. All right. Let's play a bit better this hand if we can. Let's try and bait out the. Let's get rid of that. Let's try and bait out the card jacking. If he's going to use it. Kato, what's up? Yeah, we haven't seen Andre around too much recently. Like he's still there. Like he's on Twitch every day. If you're interested in Magic the Gathering, like he's that you mother. He baited me out. Oh, Andre, punk. So annoying. Okay. I mean, we could. No. I could try and get the court order into the GameStop there, but it's risky. It's so annoying. He baited out my card jack. I was trying to bait his out. I knew he was going to use it, but I thought I was safe. But that, yeah, I mean, that's something I would try and do always. Like if I suspect carjacking is coming, because often it does, you want to try and bait it out. But if you wait too long, you just end up unable to do much. So we've got a flush now. Ace high flush. He might also have a flush. No. Suck it. All right. It shouldn't be rude, but that one felt good. Yeah, Andre he's around. Like, I chat to him, yeah, about stuff. Talk about what we can do on streams and stuff, because he has a huge audience. He's got like 20k subs on Twitch. He's always, you know, doing magic stuff there. And then Stan also. Ooh, no, we can't go for this here, can we? We've got cards here that get in the way of each other. Hate that. But Stan's got a huge audience on Twitch, like 60k. So we're going to try and leverage that a little bit more, I think, going forward once he gets sorted with his setup. So he's got a big audience, and we think there's definitely, you know, some overlap. You know, kind of any like TCG players, Magic. We think those guys would be interested in this, and also be interested in risky. Also interested in seeing Stan and Andre playing, because Stan and Andre are, if you're not familiar, they're really well known in like a few circles, but especially Magic, Hearthstone also, and Stan is also like 2400 at chess or something like that. Like, the guy is like an extreme competitive player of games. Like, that guy, he must be like a genius or something. He's dedicated his life to, you know, just playing these games and getting really good, kind of rising to the top of every field. What do we do here? Let's check. Let's see what he does. Marked card. So I wanted to bait that out, which we've done. But, I mean, our hand is not super strong here. Yeah, it's going to be a big week. Oh, you punk. There's so much stuff going on this week, and yeah, we'll be sharing with. I think we've got a collab stream. I think we're going to do a stream with Hit.1 with Henry on Friday. Just confirming the details of that. But we're going to try and do like a competitive stream where we'll play each other's games and talk on stream. So we'll play a bit of Showdown, and we'll play a bit of Hit.1. I mean, I haven't confirmed it, but oh, I should have folded that. I don't know why I've gone to the river there. But yeah, we'll play each other's games. Hit a queen, come on. Yeah. And yeah, just kind of compete. I'm going to do that with a few Mega East projects. Got myself into a really terrible situation here. Even worse now. Even worse. Absolutely terrible. All right. Yeah. 2 pair. Fine. Game 2. Not going well at all. Yeah, coming up, like, we will definitely talk through the balance change. But like, if you've been playing today, straight. Let me know what you think about the balance change. Let me know if you think, is it enough? Like, do you think we've gone far enough to, to switch things up, or do you think it's not far enough? I'd be interested to hear people's thoughts. I'm going to use a double favoritism there, because I'm going to get 10 chips if he folds, which I'm assuming he will. Hoping he does. And then a game stop to get more chips. Yeah, use that. I mean, it's only 20 chips, but then that unblocks GameStop from everything else. My don't need to worry about it. I just kind of bulk the pot up. He has to fold this. He doesn't. Okay. Full house would be rough. He had a straight as well. Okay. I thought he would fold. Can't risk folding here. Gotta just go for it. Quarter order. Ugh. No. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. You little punk. God damn. Getting schooled by the founders. All right, that's 2-1 Andre. All right, let's play this one seriously. I'm gonna play this like my life depended on it. Yeah, he just texted me, get cooked. I'm gonna send him an annoyed gif. All right, what should we do here? It's pocket mirror because we've got the backup of Fantasyland in case he card jacks, which he doesn't. Ha! See, that's what's great about Rebel Hostile Territory. Sometimes that happens. Get rid of all their universal cards. It happens a lot with Bureaucrat, Inventor. Absolutely cooked. Let's see if we can get anything with the salvage goods. Another Hostile Territory. Yeah, that's glorious. I love that. I mean, it's a small pot, so let's not get carried away. But we love to see that. Forced to fold. 15 chips. Okay. So now we've got the card advantage. This is where we can kind of start rolling a bit. Let's see if he's trying to bait me again. So you could use Hostile Territory here. But, I mean, favoritism gives us our answer. But I like to wait until they've got more cards in their hand. Like you just end up wasting it a lot of the time if you use it on, just like if you've only got like a couple of cards. You want them to have as many cards as possible so you can do as much damage as possible. Cooked. Yeah, I just saw Jenks in the Discord. So I think we can. He asked, or he questioned, like if the Fatal Fortune, if the move to Universal is actually a buff. Like I don't think it is. Like it may be. Like it's not meant to be a buff. Like it's a nerf. I think for a few reasons. Like only stealing 2 cards means it's not as powerful. You don't leave your opponent card dead. So it's more situational. And then also the fact that it's universal means you can use it on any street. It might come into play on the river, but you can also get rid of it with things like Hostile Territory. But yeah, I think it will take a bit of time to sort of see how Fatal Fortune plays. Like I was, curious when I saw that it was going to be a universal card. I thought maybe, I don't know if that still gives it too much power. What are we doing here? Let's see what we get with the court order. Yeah, I don't know if that gives it too much power still, but the fact it only takes 2 cards and puts your opponent on 99, I think it becomes, a little bit of a different dynamic. And we can see how it plays actually. I'll play some games next with, so I'm going to do this. I'll play some games next with, ooh, don't like that at all. I'll play some games next with Bureaucrat. We can kind of test it out a bit and see how it looks. Playing it, see what it's like on other streets. Because people aren't gonna. No, don't you dare! Don't you dare! He did. People aren't gonna use it early. Like some people use it early, but split pot, fine. Like it's used, in situations normally sort of end game, and when it could take 3 cards, it just kind of kills the action. But the fact it only takes 2, we'll see if that is enough of a change to really call it a significant nerf. Like I think it's a nerf in theory, but I'm sort of interested to sort of test it out a bit more. But we're looking good here. Not in this hand, but this game. Let's see how we do. Okay, I'm going to fold this. So we had a jack. So blackjack would have put us way ahead there. Interesting. All right. 10 deuce. But yeah, I don't know. Like, Fatal Fortune, it was such a difficult card. I don't know if maybe... Because it needs to do something, right? Something significant. So just stealing 1 card is probably not enough. Because then it's just like a disarming gaze, pretty much. Stealing 2 cards feels like the right kind of thing. Because the drawback, obviously, is that you put your opponent on 99. What are we doing here? Not sure what I'm doing. Should have got rid of the spade actually there. But in the back of my mind I've got using blackjack. Yep, okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah, like we'll talk about this. Like if Fatal Fortune is if the oh you mother God, if the nerf is enough. I'm just setting myself up for it here. Yep. God. All right. Yeah, I mean, in my mind, it's a nerf, but we'll have a bit of time to see. And if it doesn't work as a nerf, like if it is still too strong, like I think it's still going to be played. I think people will still use it, but just gonna fold this. Doing terribly, but I want to see sort of how it kind of develops. Like I think the idea is not to nerf Bureaucrat so that it's completely unplayable. The idea is to kind of balance and make it so that other decks become more playable. Like you don't want Bureaucrat to just be completely dead. which I think is the thinking. Like you still need that card to do something, unless you just remove the card from the game altogether. Like we will see. But yeah, like on standard, it's annoying. Standard a nice post today, which we'll have a look at in a minute. Where he talked about the thinking of what he's thinking with this this balance update. We're in terrible shape again here. Absolutely atrocious. We can't fold either. Okay. Let's see what the favoritism gives us. So we've got open-ended straight draw. So 32% to hit our straight, right? But with the added 3 cards, so 11, we could hit top pair, but top pair is probably not good. But yeah, we really need to hit a straight here. Let's see. Folds. All right. Higher authority. Don't do it. Don't do it. I need to lock down quickly before he uses it. Does he have any? Oh, he doesn't have any left. Doesn't have any left. Well, there we go. Fatal Fortune. So, think about this. He can have a house cut. He's got a root exchange. I think we have to lock it. Mother of God. But yeah, that's the first time I've had someone play Fatal Fortune against me on the flop. Before the flop, pre-flop. So that was actually really annoying in that spot. Blackjack. But we've neutralized a lot of the cards that he can use here. He can't affect my cards. Oh no. I mean, it's 1 in 3 that you hit a king there. No diamonds working, but oh, Jack King. Ha! Oh, yeah, I mean 1 in 3 that he hit the king, but 2 in 3 that he didn't. So 2-2. Taking it down to the wire. He just texted me actually. His stream started lagging, so we'll probably end this here and call it a draw. Let me just chat with him. Well, he's going to restart his browser. He's going to restart his browser, so he'll be back in a sec. Yeah, okay, we're good to go. All right, let's go. All right. Fantasyland. I'll try this again because I've got no. You want to use these early before they've had a chance to. Before you have chips, so they can't use higher authority. I think maybe higher authority needs still a nerf. I would maybe consider that. Like six chips is a lot. Let's see what we can do here. Oof, not as good as last time. Okay, maybe we need to final notice this. Yeah, I think higher authority is probably too strong. I think maybe reduce that to 5 or make it a rare card. Okay. Ace in sleeve. Yeah, there's a good chance of a straight here. All right. So let's try and go for a club. Hit a pair at least. He says his streaming lagging. His is lagging right now. And just see what he wants to do. Yeah, this one is 2-2 so far. It'd be a shame if we couldn't play the final game. Ugh, queen. Okay, all right. So he's going to okay, let me end this game. Give me 1 sec. So he's going to raid us from his stream. So I'm just going to end this game. Oh. Yeah, because his he's on a lag right now. Something's wrong with his stream. Yeah. Okay, I'll end it. All right, so we're going to end this game. We'll call it a draw, even though we're behind. We'll call it a draw. And yeah, we can get back into the regular programming. Let's give him a GG's. Yeah, GG's, Andre. So yeah, that was me versus Andre, co-founder of Showdown and general all-round nice guy. And oh yeah, let me just need to check on something while my wife is picking up our kids. Yeah, but yeah, thank you for playing, Andre. It was always a pleasure to play some games with you. But yeah, I'll just jump into another game here, and then I think Andre's sending over some people from his stream. Just jump into some gameplay so we can talk about what's changing some of these cards with the balance update. We'll try the bureaucrat cheater deck, which is one of my preferred cards. Let me just give me one sec. All right, we are back. Sorry about that. I had to just check. My wife is going to pick the kids up from school, but she's running a bit late. But yeah, good. Welcome. Thank you for joining. If you're just joining from Andre's stream, you would have seen me and him go head to head in Showdown. We played some games, introduced some new people to Showdown. If you're not familiar with Showdown, you can find us on the website is Showdown.game. And yeah, this is a game co-founded by Andre and Stan. Mix of Texas Hold'em poker and traditional TCGs like Hearthstone and Magic. Super fun game, and just going to show you some more gameplay. We just had a balance update. You can check the balance update on. Just put it on Twitter. Where is it? Here, like where you can find us on X. Showdown _TCG. We just put some content up about the seasonal rotation where we do this every. It's going to be every couple of months, but we might do it more where we kind of balance the cards. So the way if you're not familiar with Showdown, the way this game works. Let me just put up my card blockers because I am live. We're not playing with a delay here. Yeah, like the way this this game works, what do we do here? We have those 6 classes of cards. You make a deck with 60 up to 25 to 30 cards from these classes, and we don't typically add new classes. Like there's already a lot of cards, so everyone has access to the same cards, and rather than adding new cards and new classes and things like that en masse, which I think just gets a bit overwhelming for new players. We look to kind of rebalance, and it's kind of a level playing field. Everyone has access to the same cards, same decks. You can build your decks. So we can talk a little bit about deck building and things like that. Everyone will always have access to the same cards, and we'll look to balance the game and add updates and things with just these seasonal rotations. So Stan did a good post about it just earlier on. Where is it? Yeah, so we can talk you through that. But he sort of explained the thinking behind this approach and how we're going to do it going forward. And yeah, this should be a whole bunch of stuff. So this this game I am playing live and playing for money, but I want to talk through the cards a bit as we go. So right now I've got Fatal Fortune here. I don't mind showing that, it's okay. But it's it's a universal card now, so I can use this on any street. Now, with sort of thinking about if this is enough of a nerf, I think it probably is, but we'll see how people play it. So I could use this anytime. I could use this on the river. I mean, I guess the thing now is that this can shut down river play. Like if you get to the river towards the end of the game, it just kind of kills off your opponent, which is going to be pretty annoying. So we've really got nothing going for us here. Yeah, like I think towards the end of the game, like if you get to the river, stealing 2 river cards, I think there's gonna be a lot of situations where that is frustrating. It's got a pair of 2s here. Don't love that. Chromatic shift. We ended up with exactly the same hand, which I shouldn't really say. I shouldn't really reveal my hand because I am playing live. But yeah, we just wanted to show some actual gameplay. Oh, let's just lock it. So I've got 2-5 here, which I had 2-5 before. Maybe good, maybe not. It's not good. 2 9s. Fine. All right. See what we can do. Maybe I should just play with my cards visible so you can see what I'm doing. Because we did want to talk about the balance change, but we'll have a look at the cards in some depth after this game. Let's see. Okay, I use Higher Authority. Nothing happens there. I haven't played Ninja for a while. I think he just came back to the game. He'd been off for a bit. base back. And I think, yeah, we're all just kind of finding our feet at the moment, seeing, you know, what kind of things you know, come with this balance update. Stroke of luck. Let's just go to the river for the sake of it. See how we go. I mean, this is probably suicide going to the river against a stroke of luck and a one time, but we live and learn. Because what I'm thinking about doing, yep, okay. Nothing going, nothing good came of that. Thinking about giving him my Fatal Fortune. Wow, okay. Absolutely terrible. So I got a windfall out of that, but that's me using Fatal Fortune on the river. It didn't give him 99 chips, did it? No, I didn't. What am I talking about? Because I used Disarming Gaze. That's me using Disarming Gaze. I'm confusing myself there. Idiot. Yeah, I didn't actually use that. I just gave it to him because I want him to use it at some point. Not expecting him to though. We've played this whole game terribly, absolutely terribly. I just reveal my cards because we've played this terribly. I don't think there's any way we're going to win this. We've got a straight there. Let's see what he does. Wow! Finally, we won a hand. Yeah, I'm interested to see if he would use Fatal Fortune on me. Because you want him to use it now. Because this game, I'm so far behind. The thing with cheat, can you Disarming Gaze, throw it over to them. There's always going to be a temptation for them to use it, which can backfire. It's giving me 2 pair, actually. I shouldn't talk about my hand, actually, while on stream. We look to see what he's going to do here. We've got 2 pair. We've got action cards to get out of jail here. Okay. So I think we take the diamond. One of the diamonds. We're worried about him hitting, when he uses game plan, that gives him suited cards, so that can give him diamonds, which is rough for us. 2 pair. 8s and 3s. Okay, he wins. Let's see my cards there. 3-7. 6-7. 6-7. Let's play another game. But yeah, let's just talk through like so the balance change. Everything that happened, we can just watch the video. We updated 6 cards. This video here. Let's mute that. That's my voice. But yeah, just like we're gonna do these like every couple of months where we'll rotate the cards a little bit, update things, maybe add some new cards sometimes. But the big one was this one, like Fatal Fortune needed. It was too strong before, like it can only be used on the flop, but it would steal 3 cards. So when you get to that point in the game, stealing 3 cards, using it, it normally takes all the cards from the opponent. Like nerfing it here, making it universal, drawing 2. I think you'll see it used less. Well, it's hard to say though, like how much this will sort of impact it, or if it will impact it at all. Because I think people will still use it, but not as much. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting, to see if that has any real impact. If it doesn't, then maybe we just need to retire this card. Like if it's still too strong. Like I suspect it will still be used, but only stealing 2 cards, it doesn't leave your opponent dead and still gives them 99 chips. So if you're managing your cards, it's maybe not as difficult to face, but we shall see. Blackjack gets +4. It's kind of just makes it a bit of a change in the chips put into the pot. So you're always conscious of how many chips a card puts into the pot. Because first to 100 wins, and each card puts a different amount of chips into the pot. So it's just a small change there. This one is quite a big change. Revolution, still a universal card and a +6, so it's expensive, but used to brick. So it puts a brick, like just nerfs any kings or queens in your hand, your opponent's hand, or on the board. So it's good for playing against decks that typically tend to draw a lot of face cards. I think adding the jack there means you can play against cards like blackjack, which some decks will have a card that can give them a jack and another face card, and it just makes it a little bit more powerful, with the trade-off that you discard a random action card from your hand. So I think that will be played a lot more against maybe some of the rebel decks that some of the sort of rebel protector kind of combos that we might start to see. And universal cards, it's pretty handy. Card cam becomes common, so you can have 2 of these in your deck. It's not a huge change, but like this is a pretty powerful card that lets you see one of your opponent's cards. I think that's interesting. I don't expect it to shift too much. I don't tend to run. I mean, I would normally run one of these. Like it's useful information. Any kind of information card is useful in this game, and having been able to have 2 of those is good. But it's also a universal card, so it can get thrown out by if your opponent uses hostile territory to get rid of universal cards. This one is interesting as well. Magnetize. So it still gives you a 3-card straight of cards. Before it would take the lower card and then give you a plus. Like so, if you had like whatever the lower card was, if the lower card on the board was a 2, it would give you 2, 3, 4 of the same card as the 2. Now it gives you a little bit more freedom to kind of play with it a little bit, because you don't always want those low cards. Sometimes you want the higher cards, and this means you pick a card and then you get +1, -1 alongside it. So if you pick the jack, it'll give you jack and then a queen and a 10, but it randomizes the suits, which I think is interesting, because a lot of the time with Magnetize, it's putting that three suits up there, and it's not always helpful. Like it makes the flush very possible for either player. I think this adds a little bit more skill into it, that it's a little bit harder to make a flush. I think making it too easy to make a flush was why this got balanced. But it's it's one of those things that we sort of look at and tweak a little bit, and we'll see how that plays out. This one is also important for Gambler. This used to just replace one card, either a board card or a pocket card with a number card, but now it can replace up to one of each. So you can replace a board card and one of your pocket cards with number cards, which makes it more powerful. This is a good card, really, especially for cards when you want to play against, you want to counter face cards, you want to trying to get low cards. This is useful. It's only a +1 as well. I think it was higher before. And this one as well, Seeing Red, a cheat card. So this used to let you look at the top 2 cards of the deck on the flop. If there was hearts there, you draw a heart for each heart. But now just lets you look at one card, the top card of the deck, and it lets you do it on any street. So it's not going to be, I mean, it's useful when comboed with other cards, like if you're playing Out of Sight or Mulligan, something you want to see what the card is you'd get from the top of the deck, or if you want to look pre-flop, and then it gives you 5 chips if there's no heart there, and if there is a heart there, you gain an action card. You draw an action card. So that's an interesting dynamic. Maybe we'll play a cheater gambler deck. We'll play a cheater gambler deck and an inventor deck to sort of test these out a bit. And then the other, no, that was it. That was the last one. So let's see what we've got. So I've got a cheater gambler deck. I think good to go. I think got a couple of seeing reds in there. And have I got any roll the dice? Let's make sure I've got a couple of those in there. Let's put another one in. Get rid of a chromatic shift. Yeah. Save. So let's play a game with cheater gambler and see how this feels now. I expect it's going to feel pretty similar, but let's see. I'll hide my action cards for a bit and my whole cards, but I'll talk you through how we're doing. So we're playing against Kui. Is playing a cheater bureaucrat deck. Let's see how this feels. Like I haven't had a chance to actually play with a cheater gambler deck for a while. But yeah, like if you're as you're playing this, let us know how you feel about the change, the balance update, the rotation. Is it does it feel right? Does it feel more balanced now? Or do we need to go further? If we need to go further with it, we definitely can do that. One of the things that Stan said, which we can see here, he's looking at how we do these changes and when we do them, and we're typically going to do them every couple of months. But if the meta isn't working, we can do it maybe after a month, maybe even sooner. Like we have that freedom where we can balance things pretty quickly. Like if we see something is not working, we can be pretty reactive to that. So that's something to think about. But yeah, let us know how you feel about these things, and we're happy to be. Oh wow, that's terrible for me. And we're happy to be proved wrong if things don't work as they should, which we will see. But yeah, I'll reveal my action cards here, because in case anybody is kind of new to the game, just hide my whole cards. So we'll see with this gambler cheater deck, we're doing a lot of interesting things. We can do a lot of sort of cycling of board cards, a lot of stuff that can mess with our opponent's cards. Playing that ace in sleeve that gives us an ace. You can see that there. So right now we've got an ace, and our opponent can see that. They can see the ace. He's played out of sight. We've got a cyclone. Cycles all the board cards, and because he put the ace on the top, we've brought it back. So he knows we've got an ace now. Doesn't know what our other card is, and it's hidden. Let's see, yeah, we did come out on top. But yeah, if you are new to the game, you just go to let me bring up the thing, Showdown.game, and you want to join our Discord, follow us on Twitter, X. We've got a really strong community of players who put a lot of time into this game. Like it's one of those games where there is a little bit of a learning curve, and we're trying to smooth that out this week. So Chill Swan, you're welcome to come and try it out, and see how you feel about the game, see how it feels for you. Yeah, just give it a bit of time, because there is a little bit of a learning curve. We know that. There's a few things to learn, but it's not on the level of Magic or something like that, where you have a lot of stuff to digest. Like this is, I've got a full house there. This is, I shouldn't have said that actually. But this is, it's a game where it's relatively straightforward to pick up, especially if you're coming from traditional TCGs and other similar games. It's fairly straightforward to pick up, but it's difficult to master. So like if you're at all familiar with poker, then that's a start. But it's really that sort of fusion of poker with action cards, where we can sort of do a lot of interesting things. There is an element of deck building strategy, and when you get really into the game, that's where those things become even more kind of deep. Thinking about decks and how you play the game, sort of countering metas and stuff like that. This is a new card, so updated card. So he's just played that, seeing red. He's looked at the top card. I think he drew 5 chips because he didn't see anything there. I'm going to play roll the dice here. I'm going to change one of my cards. One of my cards is a jack. I'm going to change that after I've changed this. So I'm going to change this there. I'm going to change that there. I think I did that without revealing my hand. So now I got rid of the ace, gave myself a number card. And when there's number cards up there, I mean, he used sleight of hand there, so he's giving me the 5, 3. When there's number cards up there, you can kind of capitalize on that a little bit and get rid of some of those higher cards. Because sometimes you want to be doing stuff that interesting. You want to be doing stuff that really maximizes potential for hitting the right kind of cards. And it's not always going to be the big cards. And sometimes some decks you're going to be favoring lower cards, definitely. See what we do here. Root exchange. So I took his king and he took my 5. We swapped our lower cards. So I know, like, root exchange means lower cards. So his lower card was a king. His higher card, we don't know. Could be an ace, could be a king. I'm going to check that. So he's either got, we can, like, this is one of the things about the game. You sort of deduce what your opponent has. We know he's got ace 5 or king 5. Because we've got king 8, we've got a pair, we know we're good. So we check it down. So that paid off. Let's use a card payment. You can see, I think this is probably okay, like to play like this with showing my action cards. You can see my 4 now without showing my whole cards. Like, it's not foolproof because I know that the animations kind of sweep in a bit, but I think this is okay. I'm gonna go to the river here, whatever happens. So I've got so many action cards that we can do some damage. He doesn't know what he does know what my action cards are. So we can see, okay. So he's playing Cheetah Bureaucrat. What can he have? So we know he could have cheat, he can have root exchange. I'm going to use a game plan here. Try and hit hearts. Let's see what he's going to do. This is game plan. This is why we talk about hitting lower cards, right? This gives you random suited number cards. Okay, so he's checked. So I can tell you what I've got. I've got 2 8s here, so I've actually got a full house and a flush. Like, I was going for a flush, but hit the full house. He could also have a full house. He just has the pair. So we're good. Victorious. All right, let's try. Wanted to try the Inventor deck, right? Because that was the other one that got. So we tried a bit of that. Rebel Protector, played a bit of that. Played a bit of that. Let's try the Inventor. So the Inventor's got Card Cam and Magnetize. Let's see if we can do some Magnetize in action. So let's put up maybe a Rebel Inventor deck. Just a little bit of an introduction to deck building. We'll do a deck building stream later this week. what have we got here? Have I got a Rebel Inventor? Yeah. So I need to go into the deck builder. But we'll do more of a deck building stream this week. I call it a chain deck for some reason. What do we want? So we want to bring in a couple of magnetizers. It's a rare card actually, we can only bring in one. And what's the other? Oh yeah, card cam. Let's bring in a couple of card cams. Okay. See how this plays, the Rebel Inventor. So Rebel Inventor is one of the stronger decks. We've got that selected. Yeah. It's one of the strong decks. Fell out a little bit out of favor up against Beast. Beast, one of the stronger players. Like his rank here is deceptive. Like you will sort of see that players like rank is it means something, but at the same time, like the players that crush, like they tend to crush in the tournaments. They don't always play day to day, so they sometimes slip a little bit in the ranking. So even though he's ranked 39, I know that because I know him, I know that he's a crusher. But he's playing a Rebel Cheetah deck, which is interesting because Rebel is strong. I think it should make a comeback. Rebel Cheetah was one of the more powerful decks. So I'm going to use my card cam here because I'm worried about him using something like a hostile territory. Still worried about it actually. Okay, let's mulligan that. So now he's got an ace, so it's good for him. See what he does here. Sleight of hand, interesting. Okay, so he knows I've got a 7 now, he's giving me a 7. Could use read, got a read card here. Let's use salvage goods. Okay. Let's play a blackjack, gives us a jack, which we can see, and one other face card. Now, if he's got something like a revolution, it's going to mess me up big time here. So he knows I've got a jack. He knows I could have 2 jacks, could have jack queen, jack king. And he could play this card, revolution, if he's got it. Which mess me up big time. Let's see if he's got one. I don't know. I should have made sure I had a revolution in my deck. I'm not sure if I do. That would have maximized ability to try the new cards, especially if depending on the deck I'm against. All right, let's take the first part. We had 2 jacks there. Same situation. I'm going to use the card cam. And we do that because we're worried that he's going to hostile territory us. Let's see. So he can if he's watching the stream, he can see my action cards, which is fine. Like as a trade-off just for showing you the game. Showing you what's going on. But yeah, this is just a little bit of a quick stream just to show you some gameplay. Well, it's just an impromptu stream, just to show you some gameplay using the new cards. Yeah, there was the hostile territory. Okay. I think we still go to the river here. And I will have to end this stream after this game because my kids just got home. So it's going to be chaos. I had 5 king there, pair of 5s. I was willing to go to the river. Oh yeah, okay, we do have a revolution. All right. Okay. Eye for an eye. Wheel of Fortune. So he's bricked my cards. He's given us each 1 brick. So I got a brick. See that there? He's got a brick. We don't know what his other card is. He doesn't know what mine is. Wow, okay. The queen came. Uses a cheat card. Okay. And break that 6. And he revolutions. So I was going to use the revolution as well. Get rid of the queen. So I've got a pair of 9s here. Don't know what he's got. Let's see. 6-4. Okay, took it down. All right. And then magnetize came up, so we can try and use this and see how this. Yeah, Chills one. It is a lot of back and forth. Like all the games are pretty close, and they're quick games as well. Like the game's gone for like pretty much about 10 minutes, so it's fast paced and it's very back and forth, and it swings as well. Like you get ahead, and then your opponent finds a way back. First to 100 chips, so you get through maybe 6-7 hands maybe in a game. Let's see what we're going to do here. Okay, so I'm going to play Magnetize. Play it on the 9. Interesting. It gave us all suits. So it gives us a 9 and then an 8 and a 10. It randomizes the suits, but in this case, they ended up being all diamonds anyway. Right. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have much going on in this hand right now. Let's see what he does here. Okay. So he didn't like the diamonds, didn't like the straight. Let's Fibonacci that. So use the Fibonacci, it puts these Fibonacci numbers up. 2, 3, 5, 8. And Barry takes it. Beast. With my whole card, my action cards revealed. So I had a 2-7 there, do 7. Worst card you could have in, worst hand you can have in poker, but in this case, we got ourselves into a spot where we won. All right, so we're going to end that there because I need to go sort my kids out and then do some stuff. But yeah, this was just really a quick stream just to show some gameplay. Played against Andre, had a good game, good back and forth. Finished 2-2. I'm going to call that a draw, even though last game was a little bit behind. And yeah, just introduce some new players to the game, and we will have a lot more of these streams. Going forward, we'll be doing streams more or less every day. We'll have streams on. We'll be on the Twitch, which if you're not on is play Showdown. Website is showdown.game, and then also follow us on Twitter, which is X, where we put all our updates there. I should change that bird actually to an X at some point. But we put all our updates there, all the stuff about the game, and then we've got a Discord we can join. The community is very active, always talking about the game, deck building strategies, and then we also have heaps of tournaments. Like we play cash. This is a mix of like free play and actual money. So you play for free, fine. Just put your bets up to 0, and you just play free games. Or you can play same as heads up poker. You can play for money if you want. Entirely up to you. And we also have tournaments every day. There's a mix of free rolls. You play for show points. It's our in-game currency points system. You can earn those points. And then we also have money tournaments ranging from like $1 to sort of $10 up to sort of midweek tournaments, a little bit more. And then we got weekly tournaments for like $100 buy-in, and then monthly tournaments, $100 buy-in with big prize pools. So you can play free, play for money, whatever. It's all there. It's all for you. And yeah, if you guys are new to the game and you need any help, just reach out, ping us, let us know. Let us know what you think about the balance change, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's been a pleasure to do this impromptu stream. And yeah, we'll look forward to catching you on future streams. And yeah, see you soon. Peace out. Much love.